Hi, I'm Bishop Julius Molloy. Right now, I'm I'm actually very disturbed because there's this thing about Enigma and the videos, and some of you that follow me on social media, you would know what's my position on this thing. But today, I decided that I'm gonna do an expose of this Enigma thing based on um, a couple of things that my people have been able to find out, and also things that are just right there in the eyes of the people, but people don't ask the relevant questions as to what's going on. Now, let's share a drink together. I'm having my tea. You can have whatever that you want, but let me take you on this journey. I'm going to take you on this journey, and number one, I'm going to talk about Pony Pony Philip Tosa, the person, and then I'm going to talk about the Enigma alias or pseudonym, because Enigma is a pseudonym that Pony Pony gave himself. What does that have to do with the whole thing? And then I'm going to talk about the Enigma brand, which is what he has become now. I'm also going to talk about, in my expose, I'm also going to talk about the content creators and how are they involved in this thing. And then I'm going to talk also about the so-called followers of the Enigma concept or the Enigma brand, because I feel like there's something that doesn't make sense here and it needs to be dealt with. So get your drink, chill with me. I'm gonna be very relaxed. I'm gonna give you some details about this whole thing, and then you can make up your mind. My job is not to convince you to do what I tell you. My job is to help you make up your own mind, right? Now, some of the things that you want to know, go to my TikTok account. It's Bishop J Molloy, and then you'll find some of the things that I've done before. And I did not want to bring them on YouTube because people are gonna think that I'm trying to make money out of this story. But this time I'm bringing it here so that I can reach a wider audience, because TikTok has got a very limited time. So I think they give you a maximum of about 10 minutes or so, at least as far as my account is concerned. So it becomes difficult for me to express everything that I want to express because of that kind of a situation. Right now, one, Pony Philip Tosa, right, is a guy. He was born in 71, and I think right now he's about 50 something. According to what he says, is that he grew up in Everton, and then that's where he hails from. He attended Apostle Jansen's church in the Deer, and that's all he says about his life. And then he goes and says he was never married, he doesn't have children. And the problem is that nobody wants to question him to say, why is it that you've never been married? Somewhere, somehow, he speaks about he's been sleeping with women before, but nobody asks the question as to, but what happened to those women? Did you ever have children with them? Did you ever push them to commit abortions and all of that stuff? Because Pony Pony has got a very mysterious life. Him as a person, let's talk about him as a person. He goes and says that he was owing about 38 people, if I'm not mistaken. And then he goes and says someone that he owed money went and shot him. But nobody goes into the details of that. And I'll tell you why they don't go into it. Because what happens is that there is a syndicate that is running around him. And that syndicate is basically owned and operated by Chris Kunene. So Chris Kunene is the one that is in charge of this syndicate around Enigma, and then that syndicate then is a syndicate of content creators, and then so that is why Chris Kunene on or the Chris network or the Real Hustlers network, Real Hustle network, does not question Enigma. He does not question him. He promotes him. He pushes him to say things, and he wants the controversy out. He wants the things, but he will never. Basically, when Chris is engaging with Enigma, you must not take anything that they say, because Chris has got his own objectives as to why he keeps putting Enigma there, and therefore he doesn't want to lose him, because Enigma is now a commodity. Enigma is a cash cow for him. Therefore, he will never question him. And you must check when Pony Pony is with the twins, the Saint twins, and when he's with Chris, the questioning style is different. And then so because of that, then Chris just lets him speak, and then he does not actually ask the right questions. Now, the reason why he's doing that is because he's pushing content, and I'll go into that later. He's pushing content. He wants to create a market for himself. He's busy selling the platform. He is inviting advertisers, and he's making money through that whole thing. That what Enigma is all about. Chris is making money out of that, so he will never want to rattle, his goose that lays the golden egg. Right? That's number one. Now, Enigma then, or Pony Pony Philip, nobody asks him to say, are you gay? Because Enigma is gay, but nobody would ask him that. And that is why he never had a wife, he never had children, he never had that, because the guy is gay. And I don't personally have anything against gay people, but I would wish that he would come out straight and say, look, I'm gay, and we'll be fine with it. As to why is he hiding it, I don't know, but somebody must engage and ask him that, Pony Pony. Also, I want him to answer the question that says, why did you run away from Everton and go and stay far there in Guatemala? And you leave a house that is proper, and then you leave the church, Pastor Johnson, and then you go and stay paying somewhere Kuku. Why did you run away from where you were living? What were you running away from? And these people that were looking for you, tell the people the truth. What was it that they wanted from you? What is it that you owed them? Because Tina's in evidence. We've got the truth. We know what's going on. But I want Enigma himself and anybody, and even if he sits with me, because both Chris and the whole network, they've kept, because there's and I'll talk about that later, but there is a syndicate of about 13 content creators who are passing Enigma to each other to create content for themselves and promote themselves and promote their YouTube channels, so that they can then sell that to advertisers and make money. So they've kept this Enigma thing together, of which Chris knows that he bumped into it by mistake. It was not something that he created, like he speaks on Israel's channel to say, no, I discovered him. Chris, you never discovered Enigma. Enigma, you just bumped into him, but you saw that he can help your channel grow, and as your channel grows, then you are able to bring advertisers, and then you are able to market. That is why if you check, Enigma will say but when you are going to check there at the bottom of the screen there on the Real Hustle network or the Chris network, you will see an advertising of gambling there, and Chris or even Yena Enigma does not say anything about. You can see this is a money making thing, because Pony Pony is told, you're not talking about anything about this. And Pony Pony will be sitting here speaking, but then there's a bottle there of Ubuntu, as it Ubuntu Gen, And he's not talking about that, but he'll be screaming and hunting and allow people who are drinking, hey, they're gonna go to hell, and then abantu abahamba mathavene kuzo to jive, and then the people will go and jive. You understand? But he goes on a channel that is making money from promoting utywala, and then he goes on a channel that is making money from promoting gambling and all of these other things. And you know that Chris always makes sure that before Pony Pony speaks, he will say, yeah, if you want to advertise, come call us, blah 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 blah. So and also we know that Chris is not born again. Chris is not umzalwane. Chris agasonti. He even said himself on his own channel, so as to his obsession with things dabazalwane, you can see that it is not that he's got a genuine heart for Uti Bazalwane must repent or find Jesus. He just, to him, it's just content. And there's nothing wrong with that. Content creators are content creators, guys. Chris has been doing this for years. He has been inviting people. But if you can check, previously he was getting about 9K views, 20K views. The biggest that he has ever made now was 582K views, and it's for Enigma. Now, that is when you create your social media portfolio and you want to sell it, to say you Ubuntu Gin, the makers of Ubuntu Gin, come and advertise on my channel, but you advertise based on this, and I'll come to that. It's just that I'm talking all over the place, but follow this because one leads to another. So you're going to say, because when you go to advertisers and ask them to come and advertise on your channel, they want to know how many hits do you get, how many likes do you get, how big is your channel, and then he will always, then it's normal for a person to take your best performing episodes and say, this is how we are performing. I'm in the media space, I know how it works, right? And then they will then pay you based on the hits that you get, right? And there are different variations. They can say, we will pay you for every 6 months or whatever the case may be, depending on what the contract is. But do I have a problem with Chris making money? No. Do I have a problem with anybody being a content creator? No. But the challenge that I have is that these people do not come out and tell the truth, to say, no. We are using Enigma as content, but Enigma nae, there is a fine line of dishonesty, whereby he sees that these people are advertising alcohol, these people are advertising gambling. If he claims that uJesu ukhulumele naye, this Jesus seems to be ignoring the alcohol and the gambling. So let's start there first. So there's something very sinister. That's number one. And I've spoken about Pony Pony, the person, Philip. Pony Pony has got a very shady past. He's got things that he does not want to account for. Even recently, he sent out a WhatsApp to say where he stays. He stays in Mkhukhwini, and then people must leave him alone. There he is in peace. But Pony Pony must tell the truth, to say he is running away from something. He does not want to be found. He is running away from people, and he must tell you what's going on and why. Now, also, I'm going back to Pony Pony now. I've spoken about two people at the same time. I've spoken about Chris and I've spoken about Pony Pony. Now, also, Pony Pony, they are offering him this car, which was a project that was started by another guy called Kumbulani Makala. But I don't know how did Chris take it over, but we'll go into that. They buy him a car, but Uponipon does not have a driving license. He can't even drive. Now, that's why Chris does not show him getting into the car, starting it and driving away, because the guy can't drive. He doesn't even have a license. They also won't show you the papers where they say the car is in Pony Pony's name. Why? Because that car that they bought is a tool of control, to say, Signige Moto, now you are our property, you will do what we tell you. And that is why Pony then he's just gets stuck, because yena umuntu oyibhedelayo nje Pony Pony talks a lot of nonsense, and I want to repeat it again. He will go and speak a lot of, and he's not started now. He's been doing this for years, and people have been chasing him from churches. People have been chasing him from different fraternals, and he will not gonna tell you those facts. He will just say, like right now, he went and ran to Kwatema, and then he says, no, it's because Ujeso ubangfuna ngebe Kwatema. You are lying. You know you are lying. You know you were running away from Everton, you know. And then the other thing is this. Now, when Pony Pony was running around looking for a platform where he can continue with his nonsensical doctrine, he landed up with Chris, because he was knocking on every door. I mean, he confessed himself to say, I went to different people and nobody wanted to accept me because of the nonsense I'm preaching. So luckily, Chris took him like an idiot, thinking that, okay, let me just put him here. But Chris, because he's smart, he thought, oh, when he saw the numbers coming, like, but this is something, man. Let me give him more episodes. If you can check, now Pony Pony or Enigma is the biggest brand that the Chris Network has got now. They are promoting him left, right, and center. Abanye Bantu, they'll put them once and 2 times because they're not performing. So now they've got their cash cow. Now they are bombarding Lorna, and then they have to do something. You know, just like Dr. Malinga took Tekeleke and then saw that, okay, I can use this guy to create content for myself, to do whatever. Ulona, who's that guy? King Mudada took Piolani or Paulani or whatever. And then he says, I can create content. We always find crazy people to use for content. And Chris is doing that with Pony Pony. And, well, it's not a crime, but they must just accept that we saw that. We know. And we know that the Basil Cabana very soon. Pony Pony know Chris Basil Cabana very soon. And the Basil Cabana like into Zoguti. Chris is doing things behind the scenes. Say that Pony Pony does not know about and he would not have agreed with. Give you an example. Pony Pony goes on a different channel, YouTube channel, and he says, Mina, angina YouTube, angina WhatsApp. I mean, angina YouTube, angina Facebook, I only have WhatsApp. You saw that clip, it's all over there. And then Ulona, watch the witchcraft. And then Pony Pony says there is a guy on Facebook who has created a group, and then who has created a page, and that page says Rana Enigma, and all Pony Pony says that's not me, that's not my page. That group, that page has got 308,000 followers, right, on it. Guess who's the owner? The owner is Chris Kunene. The owner of that page is Chris Kunene. He created it, I think, in September. He owns that page. But he forgot to just say to Pony Pony, hey, I've created a page and all of that and so forth. So Chris is doing a lot of things behind the scenes that Enigma is not aware of, Pony Pony is not aware of, because Chris has taken the Enigma brand and he is busy running with that brand. But now, he's going to have problems because he hasn't registered the brand. They only spoke last week about registering. He hasn't registered the brand, but he's running with it. Remember, the concept of Enigma is owned, the concept is originated by Pony Pony. But Pony Pony never registered the brand. He never registered the trademark or a company or whatever the case may be. Now, Chris takes this thing over and then he starts running with it. And then he shares with his other friends that are also, there's about 13 guys. And these 13 guys, they've got about more than 2 million followers altogether, you know. So now, then they pass Pony Pony like, you know, Kaizer Chiefs passing soccer on the soccer field, ball possession. From here, he goes to that one, Omunye na uyenza lento yakhe, and then he goes to that one, and so forth and so forth. Now, Now, then Chris creates a Facebook page called Brother Enigma. And go and check it. Don't say it's me. Go and check it. It's there, 308,000 followers. And then there it says, every knee shall bow. My name is Brother Enigma. Every knee shall bow. But it says, contact Chris. He's got his number there. For inquiries, contact Chris. Because now, Chris has taken over the Enigma brand and he has made it his own. And because he saw that it is easy to manipulate Pony and tell him, go there, do this, do this, do this, do this. So when you want to talk to Pony, you must go to Chris. But there is no formal contract between them to say, I'm your manager. Maybe they'll start creating it now because I've spoken about it. But there is no formal contract to say, I'm your manager. And Ulona, that's where the crime starts. They are taking this guy's content because Pony does not have, and he was being honest, he does not have a TikTok account. He does not have a Facebook account. He does not have a YouTube channel, right? So when people say the followers of Enigma, who are they following? You see, that's where the corruption comes in. They are not following Enigma. They are following Chris's channel. They are following these boys who have this network, who are these content creators, and there's 13 of them. And because if you want to support, here's another thing. They bought a car, I guess, for Enigma. So they raised funds. And Ukriz said, no, we raised funds for Brother Enigma to buy him a car, blah, 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 blah. But this thing was started by Jonathan Makala, right? And Kumbulan. So he's also got a couple of 100,000 followers. Also, I think he's got about 310,000 followers. Now, Jonathan Makala went and created a video and said, let's do this, blah, 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 blah. But let me show you Uguti, where is the corruption. Then they create a WhatsApp group, and there's about 7 WhatsApp groups. I'm aware of 4, but I'm hearing that there's about 7 or 10 WhatsApp groups. All of them are called Friends of Brother Enigma, Supporters of Brother Enigma prayer groups. But Brother Enigma is not running any of these things. So there is this big empire. There is this big growing brand, and everybody is just pulling his own thing quickly before Enigma becomes awake. Then everybody has eaten something. Now watch this. Now, people are busy sending money on a daily basis, guys. I'm not speculating here. It's a fact. Every day, people are sending money, 1,500, what. But where are they sending this money? To the personal Capitec account of Chris Kunene. If Chris says I'm lying, I've got proof. If he says I'm lying, I've got proof. Now, the question is, what is wrong with Brother Enigma, right?